So, it was Friday night. I was walking home from the bus stop when I saw this sign posted outside the station house announcing there will be a free event at the stadium for the police and community. I haven't heard of this particular event before, but I decided I will be going to that. If there is even a small possibility Jeremy Shaw will be there, it's worth it. It was so last minute. I didn't even have time to prepare at all. I didn't even know what to anticipate or what the journey would entail. The only thing I could think about was, is Jeremy Shaw going to be there? Needless to say, I didn't get any sleep. And this is the message I wrote. Of course, I just can't get my one-track mind off him. But then again, what did you expect? The last time I was this early, the German Shepherd dog plushes were slightly smaller, and they used to have a ribbon tied around its neck that looked like it could be made into a leash, but I sewed the ends together to make it into a collar. This newer version does not have the ribbon.
Just a baby and my mom told my son, be your phone, don't ever play with me. Jail cell, that railway was fine. I probably moved it on further down.
Is this like some kind of ghost car or a limited edition print?
So it's like it's a prototype right now, but we call it a ghost car because the deckling kind of fades away in the sunlight. But at nighttime, when headlights hit it, it's very, very reflective, so you can see it from a really long ways away.
So like some kind of like holographic design.
Oh, I guess sort of.
Countdown is on for the battle.
Yeah, because I was going to say it looks like the words don't exist.
Or you wish to be involved.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Because you don't want to be seen from the side, but you want drivers to be able to see you from behind.
Well, we do. It depends on what we're doing. Sometimes we want to be able to be seen from the
just
side.
want to do a
Sometimes we
shout
don't,
out,
right? And that's where these
see
decals
some police
really help out
officers out
because
these
depending on what
big
we're doing, they
red
kind of fade
caps
away,
on their
or
shoulders.
they really
Standing
pop,
over just to
especially at
my
nighttime.
right. Those are
And this
Calgary
is an
Police Service
Explorer, right?
recruits.
Yeah.
They're in class, learning how to be police officers. They're out here volunteering their time today for you guys.
The bucket and the clothes hanging out on the line. She was in the backyard, say it was a little past 9 when her friends pulled up a white pickup truck. Plenty old enough when you can't stop love. No, you can't get started, and you can't stop love.
Notice how it has some pink and green at the front, then fades into silver?
We couldn't get away with here, and they do produce some really good dogs. So, realistically, but we do have some local dogs as well. So.
And then you guys train everything right from the ground up?
Yeah, I mean, they have some like bite development stuff that they'll do,
Yeah,
some
I'm
socialization,
pretty
but
sure
pretty
you might
much
have got
get
out of
them
school a bit
a
early,
lot
but
of
humans
training.
don't lay
We
eggs.
get them about a year and a half.
Right.
Sean says stop.
Yeah, check your puppy. Check this.
What's going on, Sean?
Yeah. He's a check.
We got a winner
We
right
got a
here.
winner
That
right
was
there.
police officer
Where's
talking
your
about Bulgaria
partner?
before getting
There we
together.
go.
So we worked well with Czech police and they have
Congratulations!
Yeah,
And thank you, everybody.
So this is called a drone,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and this is called a firearm,
that's right. Yeah.
and this is called,
This is just the controller to fly this thing around.
oh, so it's the controller for the drone.
Yeah, that's right.
So it wasn't like thermal imaging or anything.
This is a pretty standard drone.
Do you actually have like thermal imaging software?
No,
You don't use that stuff?
it's too expensive for us. Yeah, that's like it'd be nice to have, but it's so expensive.
So you don't have night vision either?
We do have night vision, but it's not thermal. Yeah, it just amplifies the light that's available, as opposed to thermal. It's kind of a totally different thing.
If we were trying to be secret and stealth, then we would just, you wouldn't do flashbangs. You would only do flash.
And how often do they use those helmets?
We use them almost every day. Yeah.
So you actually get hot calls every day?
Pretty much.
Oh wow. So only the really bad stuff makes the tabloids.
That's right. Yeah.
Here with us is going to be each and every competitor one of our special beacons of hope.
You have brass on your shoulders.
I do.
Are you like some high-ranking lieutenant, captain, commander, or something?
Deputy Chief.
Oh, you're Chad Toffick.
Yes.
Do you know if it's possible for me to speak to Mr. Neufeld after the show?
I don't know. He's going to be around here all day, so possibly.
So he chooses who to talk to.
Well, I think people will walk up to him all over the place here. So.
Yeah, but you know, with the performances and the musicians, it's just noise. You can't even hear head from toe.
Yeah, I think that he has a session here, and then there'll be a gap, and then at the end he's going to be talking to the whole group.
So he will be giving everyone his time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I always wondered about Mr. Neufeld, right? Like, he doesn't show up to calls and he doesn't investigate cases. So, like, what does he do? Does he mostly just, like, hold press conferences and talk to the tabloids?
No, he's. It's like running a big business. It's like a $500 million a year budget type business. There's a lot of work that has to be coordinated from a leadership perspective. So that's his main role.
And, like, do you get to talk to him directly about anything you want, anytime you want?
As much as I need to.
Oh.
Yeah, he's very accessible that way.
Let's bring our sax back to the
How's it going?
Hi.
for our next group.
You're like the tallest guy here today.
Oh goodness, no, there's much taller people. There's one guy over there that's even taller, I saw.
I want to know if I can speak to Mr. Neufeld after the show.
Well, he's going to be walking around.
But you know, with the musicians that were playing, it's so loud you can't hear heads from tails. So.
Right.
Yeah, that's
I'll
the
try to
problem.
catch him far away from the stage then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would be able to find him? And...
Oh, I'm not in charge of the chief today, no ma'am.
Oh. So you're not like one of his bodyguards?
I am not his bodyguard, not at all. No, he doesn't need protection. He's tough enough.
Does he ever go out in public by himself?
All the time.
So he can go to restaurants and stores and not be harassed?
Of course, yeah, he's fine. You betcha.
But he like doesn't wear his uniform when he goes to restaurants or stores, right?
Depends. Sometimes when he's working, he does.
Do you know where he lives?
I don't know where he lives.
So my brother was making a joke saying that he could be our neighbor. He could live down our block and I wouldn't know.
He could. He lives in the city. I'm just not sure where.
And even if you did, you wouldn't just tell people this stuff.
Well, you're right. It probably wouldn't be great to tell people where the chief lives.
That would be like weird, right?
Yeah.
Does the paparazzi know where he lives?
That's a good question. I don't know that either.
Oh, or is he not that famous?
Yeah, he's just the chief. He's just happy to be here. Most people like him.
Yeah, it's not like that time when Obama walked into a Five Guys restaurant and everyone was taking pictures and video.
Oh, well, I think the chief's a nice guy. I don't think him and the president are on the same plane. So.
Hi.
Hi. You have brass on your shoulders.
I do.
So you're like a high-ranking lieutenant, commander, captain, something like that?
Something like that. I'm a superintendent.
Oh yeah, you're Cliff O'Brien.
I am.
You're a popular guy.
Am I?
Yeah, I see you everywhere. You were in that video, The Cost of Crime Part 4 or something.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I saw you at the barbecue that one time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know popular, but yes. I have a face for radio, but yeah.
But like people do know you, right?
Is that good?
I don't know.
I don't know. Hopefully. How are you? Are you having a good time?
I guess it's okay. Do you know if it's actually possible for me to speak to Mr. Neufeld after the show?
I don't know. I haven't seen him yet. I know he'll be here somewhere. But
Yeah, I know he was just walking around. But like, you know, with the musicians that were on stage, it's too loud, you can't hear heads from tails. So how can you have a conversation? It's awkward.
That's true. Well, there's like 2 stages going on too, so you're right. Yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge at times.
It's kind of funny to see like the comic book characters walking around. It seems off topic.
I think the idea is that it's good for the kids, right?
But Simon is enough. He's the most amusing character.
Well, some kids want to see Darth Vader, so. Okay, you have a great day, okay?
Out of Eastern Europe. Just be careful there, Scotty. This is Greta. She was born in Saskatchewan, just outside of Prince Albert. She's 5 months old.
Do you guys actually have to wear your EDC around all day? It seems kind of heavy.
It's a bit heavy, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's just for our protection, your protection, right? Protection of everybody here.
Yeah, hopefully there wouldn't be any crazies here today.
Hopefully, yeah. We want it to be peaceful. Everyone's had a great time. Lots of kids, right? Are you having a good time?
Yeah.
Good.
Are you like Irish?
Am I Irish?
Yeah, are you?
I think, according to Ancestry.com, I think I'm about 6%.
Oh, because I notice a bit of an accent. What is it?
An accent? I'm not sure.
Or maybe you don't have an accent, you just talk like that.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the way I speak.
So you're born in Canada?
I am born in Canada, yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, that's what my parents told me. What's your name, dear? Very nice to meet you. Do you live nearby?
I live in...
Oh, okay, so you're up in District...
Yeah.
Right on.
Oh, yeah.
I work around here, District 3.
Oh. So most of the people here are from the 3?
No, everyone's from all over the place.
Oh, so...
I'm here from 3. We all are sending some people over just so we don't overwhelm each area, right?
Oh.
Specialty units, as you've seen here, K9, TAC, guys from the Special Victims Unit, a bit of everything, yeah.
But the specialty units are dispatched out of HQ, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. So it's like people from everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And do you know, like, if the cops who come here, do they usually, like, stay here throughout the entire duration? Or can they come and go whenever they please? So it's always a mixed bag.
I honestly don't know.
Oh.
I've only actually been here for about an hour myself.
Oh, yeah.
So some of us are only asked to come here for a short period of time, just to show our support. And if we have family members that want to kind of show the support, you know what I mean? Yeah. Would you say you support the police?
I guess so.
Yeah.
You get the gold this year. There you go.
This is a pretty amusing patch you got. I've never seen it before. Tell me more about it.
What's that?
I've never seen that patch before.
This patch?
Yeah.
The Canada flag? It's just a regular flag.
Is it just like an amusing design?
Yeah, it's just a different variation of the same flag. That's right.
So like instead of white and red, it's red and black.
Instead of white, yeah.
Where are you from?
Where am I from?
Yeah, the 7, the 3, HQ?
Oh no, I'm from 6.
I was finally able to get my picture taken with Simon. He's just so adorable. It would be more amusing if he could talk. But then I remember, he's like a giant teddy bear. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. The most popular guy, Mr. Neufeld. Here he is, speaking to the tabloids.
anybody to tell them. It's amazing. They ask the questions, a lot of people smile, right? It's great. We're not afraid of the questions. We're not afraid of answering the questions. We love to be able to Thank you, sir.
He's good with kids. And babies. Me, incessantly following Mr. Neufeld around the park until he finally acknowledges me. Then, when he sees me, first he waves at me, and then, hey wait, did he just stick his tongue out at me? Is this what he was doing? The winking face with tongue out emoji? He talked about how this time is unlike any other. We just survived a pandemic. Now they are having all these difficulties with policing. Most notably, the alarmingly high rate in which police officers have gotten killed over the recent past, which is unlike anything in history. These concerns are resulting in mass exodus and recruiting challenges across the continent. The two major attractions from Disaster Alley, the helicopter and command post, were not there, and they totally should have been. Speaking from the train station point of view, upon entering, the parking lot signs caused confusion. I ended up going into that track and field area where kids were doing sports. I walked to the opposite end of the track only to find myself at the Gate 6 parking lot, and that was pretty awkward. As for the actual event, it was way too congested and noisy because they had two sound stages with events going on during the same time at both of them. That was a mistake. They could have spaced it out better. Maybe have them take turns to make it less noisy, or expand the parameters almost to the edge of the sidewalk. There was definitely some wide open space, and I'm sure it was meant for the helicopter and command post, and that really goes without saying. These were the two biggest attractions from Disaster Alley, so it was obviously a mistake not to include them. What really caught me off guard was seeing all of those random characters that were really off topic and didn't seem to belong there. I saw Ghostbusters, comic book characters, Star Wars characters, Disney princesses, and a giant bounce house. This was advertised as a police event, so it should be presented as such. If kids don't want to see cops, they shouldn't have been there. As for the bounce house, that could have been enough to distract the kids and keep them quiet. Those random characters really could do without them. I'm not trying to sound like a total savage, it kind of ruined the experience for me. This was my first time going to this event. I heard it was at Memorial Drive last year. It should be consistent with the time, day, place, etc., instead of hit or miss, in order to be more meaningful and have a bigger impact. Since it was my first time, I can't criticize it too harshly. As far as being cop-related, it exceeds my expectations. However, because of the congestion and noise, missing major attractions from Disaster Alley and off-topic kids characters, I really can't rate it better than 3.5 out of 5 at best. I hope they will be able to implement it better next time.
And sharing their support, but who may have missed Saturday's event are invited to leave a message of appreciation on the Beacons of Hope website.
And what's your name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy. Thank you very
Yeah, come
much.
back if you have any more questions.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So you're the most amusing attraction here today.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man. How are you? Good. You been live for a while?
Yeah?
So, it's okay to talk to a mom with a little boy for like half an hour, but when I show up, Buddy over there can't even be bothered to acknowledge my existence. If he wants to be like that, then whatever. I think he let the uniform and his looks get to his head. He knows he doesn't have to be nice to me because he's a good-looking guy, and he knows he has a dozen chicks lining up around the block waiting to see him. Like, wow, he was so conceited. Look, he's also doing that thing where he hangs his shades upside down behind his head. Oh my God, I haven't seen that since I was in high school.
You're not doing a very good job.
Tense the dog is.
Come on, they're new.
I know. And it's.
Handler wants.
You're like brown, right? Are you like Indian?
No, background is Egyptian.
Oh.
Do you live in a pyramid? Do you ride a camel? Have you ever seen a mummy? Are you related to Cleopatra?
Do you remember the one where the dude was like armed and barricaded inside the house for like 5 hours, and then like the only reason he decided to surrender is because he had enough, not that because the negotiator was any better at negotiating than when he started? Do you remember that one? Or do you have like stupid stories like that every day? That is just basically another day on the job.
Yeah, we deal with a lot of stuff, but no, we just have the one that we're busy for sure. We're supposed to.
And you can say definitively that the job mostly does involve standing outside a house and negotiating instead of like flashbangs, DD5s and that stuff.
Yeah, it's not as exciting as the news makes it to be for sure. Yeah.
So everything in the real world does not happen exactly the way it does on Flashpoint.
That's right. Yeah. Flashpoint's a good show, but it's not realistic.
Yeah. Because like half the time, real cops watch it and they're like, "I wish we had these cool toys." Yeah. So it's like, yeah, they're ahead of the times.
Yeah, the shows are never realistic, right? They're fun to watch.
Right, and it's like the only Canadian cop show. Everything else is basically American.
Oh, is it Canadian?
Yeah, it's from Toronto, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's cool.
You didn't know this?
No.
Oh, so you haven't watched it?
No, I've seen the episodes, but I didn't know it was actually Canadian. That's cool. We don't get much of that stuff in Canada, so that's cool.
Yeah. But then again, violent crime in Canada is generally less than the US.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
So like you think if Canadians had like easy access to firearms just like Americans, would we be just as bad as them?
No, I think Canadians are better. Yeah, I feel like we're good people, you know?
Yeah, I think most people are just trying to go to work and trying to live their life, you know. Yeah, I think we're really lucky in Canada that way. I think we're just better humans, I think. Yeah.
And you've never had like any near-death experiences, have you? Have you ever been severely hurt? And have you ever been attacked?
Oh yeah, I mean, police officers get attacked all the time, right?
I mean, like stabbings or GSWs.
No. Thankfully not.
Yeah. Because like basically every single character on Flashpoint has been at least once. Some of them twice.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not realistic.
No.